Hello everybody and welcome to your post-break edition of the Political Riot. I'm your host Mike Taylor and I actually haven't read the news in about a week, so let me do that real quick before giving you my well-researched and in-depth analysis. Okay, yeah, interesting, yes. Okay, so we have a lot to go over today. Obviously Russia is a huge issue right now. And the toughest game of Where's Waldo is coming to an end as Malaysia Flight 370 has been partially discovered in the Indian Ocean. I know I'm not a sports show either, but we'll also be looking over how March Madness may affect America and its president as a whole. Could the president's March Madness bracket be a breakthrough? Try saying that 5 times fast. And as usual, we have an awesome guest today as I'll be introducing Lee Carlson, one of the hosts of the hit radio show Stage Dive Sunday, as well as the organizer for what I believe is the punk rock show featuring Hostage Calm. All of this coming your way. I'm Mike Taylor, and this is the Political Riot. So if you've been paying attention to anything other than college basketball, you might know there's this country called Russia. And in this country of Russia, there's this guy named Vladimir Putin. And in this guy named Vladimir Putin, well, I don't really know where I was going with that one. But I assume he's filled with razor blades, broken glass, and half-finished bottles of vodka. So anyway, Putin has decided to annex a section of a country that has already been claimed, that being Crimea. Now, Crimea is kind of a crappy little peninsula. No one should really want to claim. It's small, it's cold, there really isn't anything there, actually. They don't even have March Madness, which has to be one of the reasons that nobody wants to live there other than the crippling depressions and wars and stuff. But President Putin has decided that he has to have Crimea, despite the fact that Russia already covers a massive 6.6 million square miles. This brings up more questions, of course, such as including, can we have an episode of Hoarders featuring a country? Because you have a problem, Russia. You are a land hoarder. Anyway, back to the real news at hand, and I'll kind of make it a blurb because this issue is massive. It'd take us a day just to go over it all. So you have a Ukrainian civil war. Most Ukrainians want to join Europe and the European Union, but for some reason the Ukrainian president decides to go with Russia instead. Anyway, the Ukrainian president gets impeached, but Russia still wants the Ukraine. For whatever reason, there's nothing there. I don't know. So what happens is they send troops to Crimea, which is basically a Russian-dominated area of the Ukraine. Ukraine sends troops in, Russia sends troops in. It's total crap. I mean, you can see in the video right here, just everything's going down wrong for Ukraine right now. So in the end, we have a standstill. Ukrainian troops are eventually pulled out. Russia claims the area, and bada bing, bada boom, there's your issue. The real problem, though, is that no country is responding to this. There was really no foreign intervention when Russia took over the area. And if you know anything about history, appeasement does not work well. So to bring us in more of an in-depth view on what's going on in Russia, we send it to our expert news correspondent, Not John Oliver. How you doing, Not John Oliver?
I'm fine, Mike. How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty good today. Thanks for asking. So basically, you know what the situation is in Ukraine and Russia right now? I mean, you got the guns, you got everything going wrong there right now. Can you give us an in-depth view of what you got?
Well, basically, Russia has just decided to invade Crimea for no real apparent reason. They invaded them, they annexed them, that's that.
Yeah, you know, no, another major tragedy actually that's been going on. I know you're the expert on Russia, but I kind of want to introduce something a little bit different here. The Malaysian flight, as I like to refer to as the world's best game of Where's Waldo, that unfortunately ended in the death of several people. Do you have anything on that for us right now?
Well, I just got off that flight, actually. That's the reason I'm so wet. I just had to swim back from shore. I had to go through Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Stanley, so many other stands I had to go through.
So wait, you went through like 4 countries that are well known for their desert environments. Why are you soaking wet?
I'm wearing cotton, Mike. It takes forever to dry.
Okay. Well, tell you what, when you get back, I'll make sure you get a raise for that, okay?
I wasn't aware that I was getting paid.
You aren't, but it sounded really good, okay?
Oh, well, of course.
Well, look, not John Oliver, I hate to do this to you, but the studio has just informed we have to go on commercial break. I promise we'll be back, and get a towel.
I'll work right on that, Mike, straight away.
All right, thanks, not John. Thanks for watching today, folks. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
G morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back.
Need to figure out Jody's gonna
Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK, I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming
This
over.
isn't a
What'd
joke.
you dream about?
Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I am Mike Taylor, and as you know, this is a political riot. Now, when I left you last, I was talking to unpaid news correspondent, not John Oliver. John, are you still there? John.
Oh, yeah, yes, just finishing drying off, Mike.
All right, so you're all ready to give that report on, I believe it was how Vladimir Putin decided to issue a letter on thanking us for giving up so easy. Yeah.
That's exactly right, Mike. President Putin of Russia essentially just sent a letter saying he is very gracious for how we treated the situation, that our fines weren't really, applicable, that we just kind of did it to show that we did something, that we're just kind of going through the motions of the United Nations doing what they have to, not really caring what happens. Apparently no one really cares about the country of Crimea. It's not that big of a deal to the rest of the world, apparently. He basically just thanked us and said that he approved of how we handled it.
Can I just ask you real quick what your sources were for that one?
Why The Onion, America's finest news source?
That isn't an official news site, you realize this, correct?
It very much is. I compile all of my information from that site. It is highly reliable and in-depth and...
John?
What?
John, you're fired.
How can I be fired? You don't even pay me. I'm in the middle of Russia and I have no way back.
John, no, you're fired. Fired. Okay. So in other news, this time specifically involving the GOP. Incidentally, I never bothered to look up what GOP actually stood for. I thought it stood for God-awful old people. But apparently it stands for Grand Old Party. Something that apparently had to be cut down to 3 letters due to the fact that the majority of the members in the party could not say a phrase that was 3 syllables long. Fun fact, the acronym GOP was also used in the days of early automobiles. It wasn't uncommon for you to have to GOP your car That, of course, standing for get out and push. The GOP was founded in the middle of the 1800s, which is ironic because it means that they're almost as old as the law of which they tried to pass as early as last year. This law, of course, was to keep a ban on same-sex, or on marriage, or on sex before marriage. In the state of Virginia, the last time the law was even upheld was actually in the 1900s. That being said, Puritan laws of the 1600s survived until just over a decade ago. Needless to say, the law was not passed, and you would think that that vote would be unanimous. I mean, taking this law out of the books. But it wasn't. 21 Republicans voted to keep the law intact, despite the fact that it would lead to the arrest of the majority of college students attending the approximately 80 colleges in the state of Virginia. Look, I understand the word virgin is in the state name, but that means nothing in the 21st century. And don't think about this too hard. But how do you enforce such a law? There simply isn't a way to do that barring, you know, spying, I guess.
Michael, we can see you.
And that was very creepy. So get with the program, GOP. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey, pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
And welcome back to the Political Riot, the most sophisticated show on television right now. Shout out to Weekend and Oz, though, as well as Illusions at the Table, though they tied for close second in sophistication. Granted, they've been the only other two shows that I've featured on my own show, so it's more of a consolation prize, if anything. Check them out, though. They're a lot of fun. So moving right along here, March Madness began over the spring break with many brackets going downhill on the first day. It all started with the third-ranked Duke getting beat out by number 14 Mercer. I don't even know where that is. Then number 6-ranked Ohio team got edged by a point while playing against their state rival Dayton, who were ranked 11th. Once again, I don't know where Dayton is located other than the state of Ohio. That being said, there's essentially nobody left with the perfect bracket, and that truly sucks. However, someone may have picked the winner of the tournament. President Barack Obama's team, Michigan State, is still in the running as they've reached the Sweet 16. So what ramifications could this have if Michigan State makes the finals and wins the tournament? Well, none, unless you listen to Fox News talk about it. Because Obama decided to file an NCAA bracket, Russia will take over the world, the communists have won, Germany took over Poland, JFK was shot, and the moon landing never happened. On second thought, it is still too early for JFK jokes. But come on, guys, Obama's human. Let the man fill out a bracket. We could say that Fox News executives should not fill out an NCAA bracket because they could use that time to find some real news. But I concur. There it is, though, our Fox News joke of the day. I promise at least 1,000 in the next show. Anyway, going off the Fox News and moving on to something more interesting. You may say, now, Mike, there is nothing more interesting than making fun of Fox News. And that, folks, is where you're wrong. Now, if you've been watching the last few shows, and you have an ability to see or hear the television, you might know that I like to bring in special guests. These people either have talents or other shows on TOP, but today I did something different. I pulled talent from our fellow media outlet just down the hall. He'll be talking about his radio show, Stage Dive Sunday, on 88.9 WNYO, as well as the upcoming concert that everyone on campus should be attending. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Carlson, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
So, I like to start things off with a really basic interview, just 3 questions. I like to mess around a little, just kind of get to know what you're about. So, first of all, I want to talk about your show. Where did Stage Dive Sunday come from? Where did that idea come from?
Well, actually, it wasn't even my idea. My co-host, Stephen Radford, he goes by the name of S-Rad on the show. He's the general manager over at NYO. He started it in his freshman year before I even attended here. And the second semester, I sat in on his show. He liked me a lot. We had a lot of good stuff, a lot of good chemistry. So the following year, his sophomore year, my junior year, we decided to work together. He already had the name. I just jumped on and helped him out. I've been there ever since.
That actually sounds. I wish I had something a little bit more preset when I came on to NYO. But another question. I know you guys obviously play music. It's a radio station. That's kind of what you do. What genres? I mean, is it? What am I going to listen to when I turn this on?
We like to say that we play everything you've never heard.
Okay.
And the reason why we say that is because this campus is specifically, compared to other SUNY schools, their musical taste is more in the top 40 area, and there's a lot of stuff deep in the underground. We'll play music that's still in basements, that's still being recorded on tape by kids in their parents' house. We really stress local independent music, people not on record labels, people that you may not get a chance to hear, because we like being able to show people music that they're not getting the attention it deserves, and we try to bring it out to them.
I actually think that's great. I mean, so many music artists today, they're trying to get something out there. They're trying to create a name for themselves. They have nowhere to start. So your show is kind of like a stepping stone for them, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. This one's actually a little more personal. What is your favorite band? It's actually a 2-part question. What's your favorite band? And also, when can we listen to your show?
Oh, favorite band. All right. Well, this show is an hour and a half long. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint that down to one. But I usually judge my favorite bands on a week-to-week basis because I can never just pick one. So lately I've been listening to Sharks a lot. And Sharks is a alternative punk rock band out of the United Kingdom. And they actually broke up last year. But their music, they've been making music since 2007 until last year in 2012. And they never got attention over in America, which is a shame because they've put out some of the best punk and alternative music I've heard in a long time. So Sharks, I would have to say.
So wait, now where's this band located? Like you said, it wasn't in the U.S.
Yeah, the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom, okay.
Yes.
So any chance I'm getting back together? Because
highly doubt it.
Highly doubt it?
Highly doubt it. Yeah.
That's disappointing. All right, guys. When we come back on the Political Riot, we are going to get some other information on the concert that's coming up. You're obviously going to tell us a lot about that. Do you organize that, or are you part of organizing it?
Yeah, I'm actually in charge of the whole event, and I've been organizing it since December. So.
Okay, you know what? That's awesome, because you are the guy we need to talk to. When we get back, we're going to be talking to him about this concert, guys, all right? And we will be back on the Political Riot.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Political Riot, where we decided to take a little bit of a music break to talk to Lee Carlson, one of the hosts of Stage Dive Sunday. So Lee, you're not only a host of Stage Dive Sunday, but you're also in charge of organizing a concert that will be on campus. So give me a rundown of that, how it started, the history, and then we can get a little bit into what's going to be this weekend.
Well, it all started last year when actually my co-host, Stephen Radford, was the Loud Rock director at the time of WMYO. And we came up with it was almost like a last-ditch effort beginning of last spring, where we said, you want to put on a concert? We said, yeah, let's do it. So at first it was going to be like some of our friends from Syracuse and some of our friends on campus that had bands. But then we decided to kind of go all out and get a larger band. And we ended up getting this band, kind of a hybrid of where they're from. They're from New York, Pennsylvania, California. They were called Handguns. And they were featured on the entire Warped Tour, so
Yeah.
that was huge for them. And so we talked with them, and they were incredibly interested because they're from the New York area. They're familiar with the SUNY network.
Mhm.
They really wanted to work with us. So last year we had our first annual WMYO punk rock show where they played, and we were expecting 30 kids to be there, and we ended up getting 130 kids in the door.
Wow.
So we said we definitely need to make this a regular thing. And then this year, I've been the Loud Rock director at WMYO on the e-board, and so we kind of decided that the Loud Rock director would start the next one. So this year, I really wanted to go out and find a band that I thought not only encompasses the music that we like, but also the music that I personally like, as well as a social, political message that a band carries. And the band we got was Hostage Con.
Okay.
They're from Wallingford, Connecticut, and I've seen them personally 6 or 7 times before in Connecticut and Long Island in the New York metro area. And they have political and social messages in their music. They promote, I think, for their self-titled release, they're insanely supportive of same-sex marriage.
Okay.
And for their second album, if you went online and signed a petition that went to the senators to legalize same-sex marriage, they gave you a free copy of their album.
No, I mean, that just sounds cool to me. I mean, I'm a political show. Like I said, I do a lot. And like you said, the social political side of things, I really like to basically straighten things out as far as politics are concerned. Because I mean, it really is a big thing right now. All the stuff that's going on around us. So now first of all, when's this gonna be?
This is this Friday, March 28th at 6 o'clock, right in the Hewitt Union Ballroom. So right here on campus, $5.
$5
to anyone, students, non-students, anyone welcome.
All right, so now is this just Hostage Calm, or is this like a collection of bands?
No, we've actually got we have the Traditional. They're from Buffalo. They're good friends of some of our friends that really wanted to jump on this. They're a bunch of good guys. They'll be driving over from Buffalo to play. Our friends in Homeward, they're based out of Syracuse. They've been around for a few years now. It's actually their last show ever.
Really?
Yeah, they're calling it quits after this one. So this is their last hurrah. So they're bringing their friends from Syracuse, and actually, my co-host Stephen Radford, his band, will be playing as well.
I actually don't know. I mean, I know Stephen Radford. I've met him a couple times. I didn't even know he had a band. I mean, what?
Yeah, he's the lead singer and songwriter for his band Afterthoughts. They're based right out of here at Oswego. Everyone's an Oswego student in the band, and they played here a free show here in the campus center last semester. So this is their second show ever. So
okay, so let's see. We have obviously the I'm sorry, what was the name?
It was
again?
Hostage Calm.
Hostage Calm.
The Traditional.
The Traditional.
Homeward, and Afterthoughts.
Okay, I think you've pretty much told us all we know, but we still have some time left here. We started a little bit of a tradition here last time where I may have said some rather funny things. I don't know if you've heard of the word game. I say a word, you say a word. We try to make a sentence out of it. We try to come up with some funny stuff. Would you be interested in playing this last minute? It's real Riot.
I can give it a shot. I can't guarantee you I'm going to say some funny things, though.
Well, you know what? Give it your best shot anyway. Like I said some pretty funny things on the last one. So I'll just start with the word your.
Hill.
What? Is?
Steep.
Correct. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to try to think of some more words that we can continue the sentence a little longer.
Your hill is steep? That sounded like a sentence.
That was a sentence. That was a sentence, okay.
All right. Try again.
My
house
is
small.
In
your
basement?
Dark.
It's a rod on it. It doesn't make sense anymore. All right.
I was having fun with it.
Okay, it was decent. All
Basement
right,
is
one
dark.
more. The basement is dark.
Right.
Inside
my
garage
is
Russia.
No. No.
Crimea?
No.
The Ukraine.
No, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
All right, well,
I hear enough about that on the news.
You're telling me. Thanks for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it. Telling us about this concert, everything. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I'd like to thank everybody that's in here right now. And tell you what, you guys all enjoy the concert this weekend. See you.
So, April.
Yeah?
Your charger's still using energy.
That's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
I got no pulse, so losing. Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We're just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
Malcolm, energy savers last 6 times longer than regular bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
The basketball player? This is his room?
I don't live here. Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?